Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Backbone Podcast, where common sense still makes sense in a world that is sick and only getting sicker. And if there is a people in this world, a country, a leader outside of the United States that just can't seem to stop pissing other people off, pissing off the world, proving certain stereotypes correct, it's Israel. Man, are they good at just being demonic assholes. They are not even pretending to be decent. They're just immoral. They keep talking about terrorist states and terrorist actions, and meanwhile, they push into southern Lebanon, bombarding cities, schools, hospitals. They're blowing up apartment buildings with airstrikes. Who are you looking for? What are you trying to prove? Killing thousands of people? Starving thousands of people out? And you're supposed to, what is this, for God? Because it was promised to you 3,000 years ago? And if that isn't bad enough, now they have pissed off the United Nations. Now, the United Nations is a joke. It's a money grab. It's where people go to be lazy and get rich real quick. But the UN last week confirmed that 3 Indonesian peacekeepers. Now, these are people that they go to places that are war-torn, or they go to places that have famine or all this stuff, and they bring medicine and they bring food and fresh water and clothing and all that other good stuff. They're doing God's work. Well, according to the Israelis, these people need to go too. And 3 Indonesians were killed last week. There have been now reports. Well, this happened within Lebanon. They're now saying that there are reports of other countries being targeted. One of them was Italy. And Giorgia Meloni has called the Israeli ambassador to Italy to formally protest this action. But here we have the 3 Indonesians who were killed being carried out. Just disgraceful. Just disgraceful. And this is a picture of the bombings that have been happening over the last couple of days. Those are all just regular people, man. And these airstrikes are resulting in the death of hundreds of civilians, maybe even thousands. And a lot of them are kids. And when you hear these protesting Zionists, because they're not Christian, they're protesters of God's church and of Christ's church, and this is how we know, because they are on the side of demonic evil. When you hear them say, well, we have to support Israel no matter what, that's what they're supporting. They're supporting the open murder of children. It doesn't matter where they're from. It doesn't matter what language they speak. When you start killing kids, you've gone too far. These airstrikes are doing nothing to protect Israel. It's just a bully tactic. They're doing it because they can. They're doing it because they have the United States. The United States has their back. The backing of a country that just can't seem to shake off this horrible albatross that is starting to bring us down with them. Because we have a so-called president who is under the influence of Manischewitz. I just don't know how else to put it. Our tax dollars are backing this up. Now, the UN has condemned this. 60 nations have joined Indonesia in condemning the repeated attacks on UN peacekeepers in Lebanon over the last few days. The 3 Indonesian peacekeepers were wounded or killed, along with peacekeepers from France, Ghana, Indonesia, Nepal, and Poland. They were injured. You can't tell me that this is an accident. How many accidents can there be? And Israel has not come out and said, "Hey, listen, we're sorry. It's war, whatever. The shit happens." No, they haven't. They go about their business because they don't care. They feel impunity towards this. They feel invincible towards this because their whole thing is, you mess with us, we got our little boys who do whatever we tell them to do in that country called the United States, and they'll do whatever we tell them to do. So you can't mess with us. You can't touch us. It's sickening. But the rest of the world is now seeing this. Now, this is video from today. It might be from yesterday, but it was published today. And this is an airstrike in Lebanon, southern Lebanon. And look at the way this building just falls down. And this is where a lot of these peacekeepers are. There are hospitals and schools around here, and they're just giving out medicine and stuff like that. I mean, it's horrific what's happening here. Check this out. That is insanity. That's absolute insanity. That these strikes happen so fast. And it's insanity that we support this. It's insanity that we have still people in this country, Americans, who are MAGA drunk, who have the MAGA Kool-Aid on filling up their refrigerators, who condone this. Because you can't tell me that you support Donald Trump, but you don't support this war. It doesn't work that way. The man has fallen to great depths, and he's taken this country with him. And Israel don't care. They just don't care. They'll do whatever they want, when they want, to whom they want. And this is why we're going to see a nuclear arms race like we haven't seen since the fall of the Soviet Union. Because all these countries, they're going to say, "Hey, fuck it. We don't know if we're next." You think Turkey's not going to bring up a nuclear program soon? Saudi Arabia, all the Gulf states, Egypt. I mean, listen, Japan might soon because they can't trust the United States to protect them because China is sailing ships around Guam and Taiwan because of this 2-week cut job by Trump, or ceasefire, I beg your pardon. It's embarrassing. And we're doing this for what? This shitty little place called Israel that doesn't contribute anything to the world, but just horror. They're this annoying, natty little people that mean nothing. They mean nothing to us. I just don't understand why we continue to just grovel to these people. As I said today, Giorgia Meloni criticized the Israelis' actions, describing them as crossing a red line and condemning the civilian casualties. And she did call the ambassadors to Israel to condemn and to protest their actions. What's going to come of it? Probably nothing. Probably not a damn thing. But But it's something. And sooner or later, something's got to give with these guys. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous what's happening with these people, how they're behaving. Now, the first week of the ceasefire is coming to a close. We will have next week, and then we'll find out where we go from here. From all the people that you listen to, Scott Ritter and Douglas McGregor and people like that, they're all saying that this is basically a delay of the inevitable. Trump will work something out where he can pull out without trying to save face. He'll declare victory, of course, because he'll lie and say there's a peace deal, and he'll probably give Iran whatever they want. Iran will have total control over the Strait of Hormuz. They will work with the European countries and probably charge them double. They will work with the Southeast Asians. And the big thing will be, how does this affect Israel? I think that Netanyahu has run out of options now, because the global community is totally against these people. They have pissed off so many people so fast that you're starting to think that maybe that number, that 109 number that floats around a lot, when it comes to those people, you start to believe it. They just cause trouble everywhere they go. And they've caused a massive derailment in United States growth. It's a shame. It's a shame that we fell for this. It's a shame that we fell for this. And all these countries, all these countries that send these people there, these peacekeepers, to try and help out the less privileged, or the people that are just in harm's way from this nonsensical war, they're the ones being targeted now by these demons, these vile vermin. And the mainstream media in this country says nothing. The world does nothing about it. And you have these protesting Zionists, these pigs are beautiful animals. They're vermin. They are pathetic vermin. They're so vile that they protect and they cuck for these Israelis as if it's going to get them to heaven any faster. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. And it's boomer stuff. It's all the boomers. And once the boomers die out, hopefully things will get better for us. We let these boomers in way too, we kept them in power way too long, and that's my generation's fault. We just didn't give a shit. And there's my 2 cents. Thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Beware, my friends. Satan is always busy. You just saw a little taste of that. Be a man and have a backbone, because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. And just remember, if it ends in an ism, it's a mental disorder. Have a great week.